What's going on, guys? This is Greg. I just wanted to do a quick review of the Benchmade 119 Arvensis knife. It comes with this, see the Benchmade logo. The blade is 154 cm. It has a drain hole. It's got plenty of holes if you want to lash it or tie it to something on the sheath. It's got this tech lock here if you want to put it on your belt. You just screw it on, to any of these holes, and you could put it on your belt if you want to wear it vertically like this, or you could wear it horizontally. You could take this tech lock and turn it this way, and you could wear it horizontally on your belt instead of vertically, if that's what you like. It just has a single snap here. You can unsnap both sides if you want to take the snap off. If you want to take the snap off, you can just unsnap it in the back over here behind the tech lock. See, so this is the tech lock here. You just basically it's almost like a Fastex buckle. It just has this buckle here. And if you want to close it back, you just snap it, and that's it. It's quick on, quick off. That's just the stock sheath. I had a leather sheath made for it, just because this plastic on this is a little bit. You see, it bends. It's kind of it bends a little bit. I don't know if it's Kydex or if it's plastic. I can't really tell, but it's very flexible. I'm afraid it would break off, but as you can see, you can take the snap off here. If you wanted to remove the snap, you can unsnap it right there. I'll just show you how that would work. See, so I took the snap completely off, So here's the Kydex sheath. It's easy to pop off. There's just a little indent here for retention. It just pops off, basically without any resistance. And let's see if I can get the zoom in here. It's 154 cm Siebert design. So it's a custom designed sheath by Siebert. The blade material is 154 cm. I like 154 cm. It's a good steel. It's got a good blend of corrosion resistance and hardness. It's got a good carbon content, and it's got enough chromium, and I think it's got moly in there, molybdenum. So it's got good corrosion resistance, and it's got good carbon content. So it's pretty strong. It's a full tang knife. It goes all the way through the handle. It's got these holes in here, which I kind of like that because it gives you flexibility for your lanyard. See, I made just a paracord lanyard here. And then you can also use these holes if you want to lash this to like a pole. If you want to make a spear out of this, if you want to be like Schwarzenegger in Commando, in Predator, and you want to take down a predator, you could just lash this to your spear. Or if you want to take down a bear or whatever, you could lash this pretty easily through these holes here. It's a full tang design. The thickness, it's I forget the actual number. It's like just under 1/4 of an inch, so it's got a nice thickness to it. I like thick knives. I don't like thin knives. Even like a K-bar. K-bars are not very thick. They can break. The blade is about 6.5 inches, I think. I'm gonna get some measuring tape. You can see the logo here, Benchmade, the little butterfly there. It's got this nice cutout for your finger. So if you're doing more like finer tasks like bushcrafting, or if you're making like a feather stick for for tinder, if you're carving like a feather stick, or if you're any kind of finer carving tasks, you can really choke up on the knife. You put your finger there and you can hold the back, and you have a lot of control. The blade comes razor sharp from the factory, but I took some Arkansas stones. I have a couple of Arkansas stones. I have 3 Arkansas stones. And I use the Arkansas stones to, you know, put a nicer finish on the blade. As you can see, it has a nice mirror finish to it. You know, that's from the ultrafine. That's from the ultrafine Arkansas stone, the black stone, the surgical stone. It's like a super fine Arkansas stone, and it'll put that mirror finish on it. It's really designed for like shaving blades and surgical blades, and you know, it's just a really fine Arkansas stone. It's got these nice cutouts here, so you can put your thumb here, you know, on both sides, you know, so you can get a nice, you know, positive. You know, if you need to hold it like this for whatever reason, you know, same thing on this side. You can get a nice, good, you know, feeling to it. The grip feels nice. You know, the handle is made from G10. It's a nice solid material. G10 is one of the best handle materials you can get. You know, let me just see if I can get some tape measure here. I'll see if I could measure it for you. Let's see. Hold on one sec here. Get the tape measure out. Let's see. So we got here, just like I thought, 6.5 inches the blade, but you know, with the cutout, because you got that the cutout for your finger, it's about 6 inches, just under 6 inches, the actual blade, maybe 5 3/4. And the overall length is 11.5 inches. You know, it's got a good balance to it. It feels nice. It's not heavy. You know, this is a perfect all-purpose knife. This is good for anything you need. You know, for wilderness survival, for hand-to-hand combat. You know, you can use this in hand-to-hand combat easily, no problem. It's got like these stops here, so you know your hand won't slip off. You know, I like that. They come out pretty far, as you can see, so there's no chance that if you're doing any kind of thrusting or stabbing motion, there's no chance that your hand is going to slip off the grip, you know. So if you got to stab something, you know, your hand is just, it's not going to slip off, you know. I like that. I like that you can choke up on it, you know. I use this feature mostly if I got some fatwood sticks and I want to shave off some fatwood sticks. Get some shavings off the fatwood, you know, for tinder, to start my fire with my ferro rod. Or if I want to make some feather wood, I'm not really a big fan of the feather sticks, but sometimes I'll make them, or I'll shave off I'll take some dry hardwood sticks and I'll shave it off with the blade, you know, just like that. I'll shave it off, and I'll get a little pile of shavings, and then that'll take a spark very well from my ferro rod. So it's just a nice knife, you know. I highly recommend it. It's got this, you know, pommel on the back. It's got a slight angle to it. You know, I would say maybe it's like a 30-degree angle, you know, so, you know, you can put your finger there if you need to get some, you know, support here. You can also use that as a hammer if you got to hammer something, or as like a punch, a glass break if you want to break some glass, or, you know, if you want to use you even use this as a weapon, you know, you can hit somebody with that if you don't want to stab them, or, you know, if you're in a close combat situation. Many people forget that, you know, because I study Filipino martial arts, and in the Filipino martial arts, one of the things that they do is they do a lot of work with the pommel, with the back of your stick. They call it the puño. The puño is the part that's, you know, if you're holding like a stick, it's the part underneath your fist. It's the back, you know. So on a knife, the puño would be right here. This is the puño. So you got the blade end, you know, which you can always do your slashing cuts, your stabs, you know, but then you also have the back here. So don't forget that the back of your knife is a weapon as well. You know, if you take this steel and you dig it into someone's face, you know, in their cheekbone or in their eye, you know, or in their throat, you can take this right here and you can dig it into their throat. You know, you can dig it right into their cheekbone or their eye or their nose, you know. That'll get their attention for sure, you know. If you know, if that's what you need to do, that's what you need to do, you know. So it's just a good knife, you know. It has multi uses, you know, you could use it for wilderness survival, or you can use it for, you know, hand-to-hand combat situations if you wanted to. It also has on the back here, it's got a little, you know, a little edge right there so your hand doesn't slip off, you know. So you get a good positive grip with this knife. I like it, you know. So far I haven't had any complaints with it. Only thing is that the grip is smooth, you know, there's no texturing on it, so if your hand gets kind of sweaty or if there's any moisture, it'll be a little bit slippery, you know. But because you got these big cutouts here, you know, you're not going to have to worry about your hand slipping off either onto the blade or off the back. But, you know, if you're doing a lot of like fine carving tasks like bush crafting or something, and you're doing that a lot, you may find that your hand is going to slip around a little bit, but it's a very minor issue, you know, because the quality of the knife is very good. So that more than makes up for that, you know. It's a very sexy knife. This is probably my favorite knife that I own. This is one of the nicest knives that I've ever laid eyes on. I'm in love with this knife. I'm not gonna lie, I baby it. You know, I use my cheaper knives for typically if I'm in the woods and I'm doing like bush crafting, or I'm starting fires, or I'm just out in the woods, you know, hiking, you know, and I need to do some fire starting tasks or some other type of tasks. You know, I try to use my cheaper knives instead of this one, because I have this one more as like my SHTF knife, you know, for when shit hits the fan. So I don't want to beat up the blade on this one, you know. I'll use my cheaper knives, my $40, $50 knives. I'll use those for, you know, beating up, and this one I'm saving for, you know, SHTF. Another thing is I also got this custom sheath made from Etsy. I found a guy on Etsy. His name is Customleatherforyou. That's his logo here, CFU, Customleatherforyou. That's his name on Etsy. And I got this leather holster made. It's very nice. It's like, I think it's 8-ounce leather. And I had 2 pockets made. I got a pocket here for my ferro rod. This is a 6-inch ferro rod, 6 by 1/2 inch, and I got some paracord on it. Let me just pull that out for you. Here's my ferro rod. It's a 6-inch ferro rod. I like to have a nice big beefy ferro rod. And then I just got a striker here. The striker has some centimeter measurements on there for a map, if you want to look at like a 1 by 50,000 map. You know, you got the 1 by 50,000 map scale. This will you'll be able to measure kilometers on a 1 by 50,000 or 1 by 25,000 or 1 by 100,000. You're going to be able to use this to measure. And then you got your bottle opener here. The scraper is nice. It's got you know, a round half. It's perfectly shaped for this one, and it's got these little teeth on it, so I can scrape it this way with this half round, this half circle shape with the teeth. I could do it that way, or I could just use the flat side here. It's got like a little burr. You can actually see the little burr here. It's reflecting the light, that little burr that comes off, and you can scrape that burr. That burr will catch the ferro rod, and it'll scrape the material off nicely. I actually like to use the flat side better than the round side, than the half circle, you know. So it's I got these on eBay, these strikers, for a couple bucks. I got like a 3-pack. If you go online and you just look up ferro rod strikers, you know, you could just get yourself a bunch of them. So that's this, and that goes in this pouch right here. And then in this pocket, this is I have a Lansky Blade Medic, which is just like a multi-purpose, you know, sharpening tool. It's obviously not something you would want to use like for regular sharpening. You know, this is just something that you use in the field. For regular sharpening, I like to use Arkansas stones. I use Arkansas stones. You know, Arkansas stones are the best. But the Lansky Blade Medic, it has a coarse side and a ceramic side. I don't even bother with the coarse side. That'll ruin your blade. Don't ever, on any of these, if you have a expensive knife like this one here, don't ever use the diamond blades or anything like this diamond thing right here. You know, this diamond thing. Don't ever use that, because you're gonna trash your blade. You know, it's too aggressive. You don't need that. Just use the ceramic side on the pull through. You know, the ceramic side is all you need. It's like a good medium grit, medium to fine, you know, ceramic. And I just pull it through there, and that's it, you know. And I usually carry some type of sharpening stone as well. But yeah, and I have a little paracord here, so I could put it on my wrist if I want to, you know, so it doesn't get lost if I'm sharpening and I don't have to worry about it dropping somewhere. So I got the paracord right here, so if I'm sharpening, I just hold it like that, and I just pull it through the ceramic side. I don't touch the diamond side, because the diamond side is, see, it says here ceramic and diamonds. The white one is ceramic, obviously. And then you got the, oh, this is carbide. I'm sorry, carbide. Not this one. The stick is the stick is diamond, and then the other pull through is carbide. So I don't even bother with the carbide. That just goes in this little pouch right here, you know, and so it's a nice knife sheath. I got this. I got two snaps. I got a diagonal. I got a diagonal snap here, and then I got another one that's removable up here. If I want to remove it, I can take it off. That's just for extra security. So, you know, this is my primary sheath. You know, because I can have everything I need on the sheath. I got my sharpening tool, my ferro rod. I can start a fire. I can maintain the blade with this. You know, I could also put a sharpening stone in here if I wanted to as well. You know, I could put a sharpening stone, but I usually carry a sharpening stone. I carry the Fall Niven DC4 sharpening stone, which has the medium ceramic and the fine ceramic. I don't bother with the, I don't know if it's the DC4 or the CC4. It's one of those. It's the one that has medium ceramic on one side, and it's got fine ceramic on the other side. You know, I don't bother with any diamond sharpeners. It's just too aggressive. You know, diamond is good for, you know, if you got like some major damage to your blade, you know, or if you got a cheap knife, like a cheap carbon steel knife, you know, or if you got like, you know, some kind of garden tools, you know, like an axe head or something like that. Hatchet, you know, if you want to sharpen a hatchet, then diamond is good. But so that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the review of the knife, and it's definitely a good knife. I highly recommend it. You know, it's definitely not cheap. You know, it's going to cost you about $185. You know, that's a lot of money for a knife, obviously, but it's got good quality steel. That's the biggest thing for me. I don't want something that's going to rust, especially this is my SHTF knife, so I don't want something that's going to rust on me. I don't want something cheap. I want something that's good quality. You know, so I highly recommend this knife, and you know, I hope you pick one up and you know, have fun with it. All right, guys, thanks for watching. And remember to thank God for everything that you have. Jesus Christ is our Savior. He loves us. He loves you. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.